So today we're going to be looking at the question, did Luke Skywalker have more potential than Anakin Skywalker? And this is a big question in the community. Some people think Anakin has far more than Luke, some people think Luke has far more than Anakin. So we're going to aim to settle that debate in this video. So first off, we do get a lot of quotes that say that Luke Skywalker has more force potential than Anakin Skywalker. They mention this even in the Return of the Jedi novel. A few magazines mention this as well, and it's clear that this is a narrative that exists, that Luke Skywalker does have more potential than Anakin Skywalker. But this is a narrative that only ever gets brought up in material dating prior to the release of The Phantom Menace and the creation of the Chosen One prophecy. So prior to The Phantom Menace and the Chosen One prophecy, Anakin Skywalker was just a powerful Jedi from the Clone Wars. He wasn't actual space Jesus.
I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
I wish I'd known him.
He was the best star pilot in the galaxy. And a cunning warrior.
Ah, father! Powerful Jedi was he. Powerful Jedi.
Oh, come on. How could you know my father? You don't even know who I am.
And that's when Luke gets all those quotes about being able to surpass, Anakin Skywalker having more potential than Anakin Skywalker. Back when Anakin Skywalker was literally just a powerful Jedi. So Luke has the potential to surpass the powerful Jedi. The original conception of Anakin Skywalker, but that narrative was changed, and Anakin became more than just a powerful Jedi.
I am neither Sith nor Jedi. I am much more. And so are you.
After the release of the Chosen One prophecy, Anakin became the embodiment of the Force, became the Chosen One. A being akin to the father of Mortis. He's a lot more than just a powerful Jedi now. And you notice that in the material as well, because Luke never gets a single quote after the release of Anakin's Chosen One prophecy that says he has more potential than Anakin Skywalker. Those quotes completely stop, and instead we get lines and story points implying the complete opposite. So for example, Fate of the Jedi sets up the idea that blood dilutes, the force power in the bloodline dilutes. When Abeloth is after Ben Skywalker instead of Jaina Solo because Ben is more powerful because he's got two force using parents instead of one. And if that logic is being set up in the EU, then of course that can be applied to Luke. Luke has one force-using parent. Luke is still half Padme, whereas Anakin is just 100% force. He's a vessel of pure force. And no, Anakin is not technically related to Shmi, and I'll do a separate video on that. Fate of the Jedi Apocalypse also makes a big point of the Jedi as a whole, Luke's Jedi Order as a whole, standing in to take the daughter's place. So his order as a whole was meant to replace the daughter of Mortis, whereas Anakin Skywalker, by himself, was meant to replace the father. People love to bring up this quote by George Lucas where it says that the son could become what Anakin could not. Since Anakin's been chopped up and now he's half machine, half man. So people love to bring this up and say that Luke could become full potential Anakin Skywalker. And to all them people that think that's what this quote says, I urge you to read the quote again. The quote doesn't mention Anakin's full potential, and in fact it says that Maul and Dooku were supposed to become the exact thing that it says Luke could become. So obviously that's not in reference to Anakin's full potential, because Maul and Dooku don't have Anakin Skywalker's full potential, and that's a given because the Maul and Dooku. The thing that Luke could become is a worthy Bainite Sith apprentice for Darth Sidious. It's not full potential Anakin. This quote isn't talking in the context of the Chosen One prophecy or anything like that. It's talking about the progression of the rule of two Sith. Hence why the thing Luke could become is the same thing that Maul and Dooku should have become. This is something that Lucas has said that Sidious is after from the beginning, was a worthy apprentice to rule the galaxy with him and one day surpass him in true rule of two fashion. Lucas talks about Vader recruiting Luke to help him kill the Emperor and says that's what Sith do. He tries it with anyone he thinks might be more powerful, which is what the Emperor was looking for in the first place. So with Darth Maul. So in the first place with Darth Maul, the Emperor was looking for someone who would be more powerful than he was. And that's all the quote is talking about. The quote is talking about rule of two, progression, and the Sith being after someone who will be more powerful than them and can rule the galaxy. That is what Luke is supposed to become in the context of this quote. It's not some sort of full potential Anakin. That is not even mentioned in the quote. I don't know why this is such a common misconception. Luke can be a worthy Bay Knight apprentice who can surpass Palpatine, whereas Vader can't anymore because he's been sliced up by Kenobi. It's not that Anakin can no longer reach his full potential and Luke can. It's that Anakin can no longer even be a worthy Sith, but Luke can. It's not full potential Anakin, it's a worthy Sith Lord. And it says that in the same quote, as well as saying that Maul and Dooku were supposed to become that too. In fact, it's what the Emperor was looking for in the first place with Maul. George Lucas never says that Luke has more potential than Anakin. This is one of the most ridiculous misconceptions in the community. It's just, someone just read this quote wrong and everyone's just sort of read it the same. But like, it doesn't say that. And you see this all the time in the Star Wars community where people read a quote and misinterpret this quote, and then that misinterpretation gets spread and then gets taken as the common consensus, and it's almost as if no one actually goes back and reads the quote for themselves and reads the source material for themselves and comes to a proper conclusion, because there's so many of these misconceptions that get spread around the community. But that's what we're covering up on this channel. That's what we're going to debunk on this channel and get to spread the more accurate version of what's happening there and what's really going on in the Star Wars universe. But yeah, Luke Skywalker does not have the same potential or more potential than Anakin Skywalker. That was an idea dating back from before Anakin was the chosen one and back when he was just a powerful Jedi. It's an idea that's been retconned with the release of The Phantom Menace, and it's an idea that never comes up again after the release of The Phantom Menace. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, sub, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.